Hey everybody, how are you? How you doing? Have you been? I hope you're doing well. And guess what? It is that time. It is Thursday. So I come in with another beautiful person who we're going to be talking to. So, thank you for joining us for those who are joining us now and for those who are going to watch later on. Thank you so very much for even just taking a minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 35 minutes. Right? Something. All right. So before we start, you know what we do before we introduce our guests. We have to just get into it.
Into the core.
Get into it.
All good things in Africa and beyond. Into the core. Into the core. Into the core. All good things in Africa and beyond.
Her name is Liz, and she is funky. Her name is Liz, the one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Into the Core. Welcome, Liz Ogumbo. She is absolutely fantastic. She's my triple threat today. She's one person who has been in the music world. She is in the music world. She's got Ken Soul. She's going to talk to us a little bit about that. She has got a wine brand that is absolutely stunning. I mean, if you drink wine and your palate is just like, ooh, I've been feeling for some really good Shiraz, like, ooh, child. I thought I would have a lot of fun because she brings out a lot of fun in me. Um, if you are a person who is about, so we've done fashion, we've done wine, music. This woman is just a triple threat. She's well rounded. Her name is Liz Ogumbo. Liz, welcome to Into the Core podcast. I don't mean to be clapping. I feel like, like we're, you know, welcome.
Thank
Sorry.
you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Liz, so a couple of things that I really wanted to bring and highlight. I mean, like you're an Afropolitan. You are one person. You started the Fashion Lab, the Africa Fashion Lab. So which came first? Was it music or fashion, or was it all a combined thing? Because I know the wine comes a little bit later on, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. But tell me, you being the creative and the distinct person that you are, can you explain to me like what your journey has looked like, and like where you have started from and why? What's happening? How did it start?
I once was the girl in the backstage putting on ugly dresses that I hated to get on that runway and work for Mututu Matata and Mutata. And it's interesting how we start in the space. I started in fashion at a way early age. If you ask me, I promise you, we were some of the coolest kids on the block. My dad was style, my mom also was style, and so we were style children. We were brought up looking. We stepped out, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, what are they wearing?" And then a few years later, moved into when I got into the U.S. For college. I got scouted as a model, and so I did model. I did a couple of shows here and everywhere. And it's during that time that I actually realized it's something that I really, really want to pursue in whatever aspect. So I started styling for some of the designers. I got their contract, so I would, finish my shows and do some styling work for them on the side. And I remember moving into LA in 2000, I think the year 2000, and I remember I moved into LA and people started buying my jeans off of me. Like, hi, I'll put it in a bag. Thank you. Like, I'll give you $200 for that. And that was a time where $200 for a pair of jeans, just because I slit it up and mashed it up and slapped a couple of buttons here and there, a little bit of lace. And then I realized, wow, this style thing is really me evolving into something bigger than I imagined. And in 2007, I officially incorporated my fashion brand, Liz Ogumbo. Now we are celebrating about 15 years of being in fashion. I've showcased, been privileged now to showcase around the world through different fashion weeks. And my whole thing about my style is to empower the women because seriously, we have to agree that, if you look good, you feel good, and I think we do so much better, I remember during COVID when I had friends who were like, Liz, how do you do this home thing? I've always been the girl who's worked from home because of the type of work that I do that has never really bound me geographically or physically to a location. And people would be like, I wake up in my sweat, and I'd be like, why are you in sweatpants? That's the beginning of the problem. That's the cause of the problem. So we had to wake up, and I would tell them, put on your red lipstick. I know, just throw on those heels, take a little stretch from left to right, walk into the kitchen. I know we're also dealing with the social distancing between us and the freezer. I'm sure you would know that. And
Hilarious.
put on something pretty. So today I'm celebrating many years in fashion, and I really believe that my fashion has touched women in a very special way. It's one thing to look great. It's one thing to spend money on a piece. Right now, I'm advocating a lot for sustainability. Fashion is the second most polluting industry in the world. It is disgusting. And when we continue to produce, one of the things I've actively taken, when we say we're advocating, we also have to show and prove. How are we doing this? What are we doing to change the situation? I have refused to produce fashion since 2020. I have not produced any fashion. So what I do is because I have constantly been producing fashion all these years, I am open to upcycle, I'm open to recycle, I'm open to redo, I'm open to alter whatever it is you want to buy. Let's alter it if you don't have it in your size. But for me, my thing is this is how we get to reduce the fashion carbon footprint, which is what fashion is really known for lately. Very
Yeah,
popular, very glamorous, yet so disgusting. So five
yeah.
R's I'm gonna leave you guys with: resell, reuse, reduce, recycle, repair. Easy,
Love it. I
easy.
mean, and that's what your wardrobe should look like. Because for me, like I interviewed a absolutely fantastic designer from Estonia, and she's like, there's nothing that is produced for mass market in Estonia. Everything that they do is about recycling. It's all about like the repair, the reuse. They have pop-up shops where they do, it's just it's a beautiful space. And anyway, so you're definitely on the right track. So I want to ask you a question, because I know we had a conversation about this, but I feel like people need to listen to what happened, because these are truthful matters. 2020 rocked in, and we were masked up. Shops were closing down, retail spaces. Hey, everybody was online at this point, or figuring out like, oh gosh, I need to go online. It needs to be delivered to me, or I need to have an online platform in order to make things happen. So, what was your story about 2020? Because when you told me, and you told me what you had in your warehouse, I was like, 2020 was real. Like, like
Girl,
told me that they
2020,
might. Right.
Linda, 2020. I've said to you, and I'm saying it to you and to your audience as well. I have over 20,000 pieces of fashion sitting in storage right now.
Truth.
It's
Seen a bit of it.
I
It felt like a
yeah.
fraction of it.
Yeah. So if you hear what I'm saying, you can just try to imagine what that is. So what happens now is the shops that were stocking all these other stockists from all over the world, you know what they did with the fashion when COVID began? They said all your things. Hi Liz, you have a package. Hi, you've received the package. I'm like, no, please, I don't want
No
all
more
the
packaging.
packages. No more packages. I don't want. If I see one more dress, I'm gonna fall down. I promise if I see one more dress, truly, I'm going to fall down. So I also what I've done is Linda, we are constantly becoming, and I am very big for becoming. And I'm very big for us constantly, when you have any little progress in your life that pushes you towards the direction that you sort of see yourself in, then you're making progress. And my progress in this case is okay, fine. I have had a situation. We had situationships, guys. COVID was rough. Man, 2020 came with storms, rain, hail, storms, tornadoes, all of that, okay? So while I was dealing with another tornado, I decided, okay, fine, the stuff is gonna sit in there, and while it's sitting there, you start waking up and realizing, what can I do with it, you know? So one of the things I'm doing actively is I'm empowering a couple of young girls. What I do is I get the fashion, give it to them, make a plan, little business plan, and say run into the streets and feed those hungry souls who are seeking for stuff. And that's a way to start pushing out that. Another thing to do also, like I said, is when you think about our wardrobe, Linda, I don't know, you haven't seen mine, I've seen yours a little bit, is I am wearing a black simple top right now. Truly, the next time I want to wear it, I don't want to wear it because I'm spoiled. I'm like one of those girls who's got, like, my wardrobe doesn't end. So what happens is, for me to wear this again and to appreciate it, what I could do is maybe reintroduce a new sort of extra beading on the shoulder, maybe in green or red or blue, and that's upcycling. So it makes us enjoy what we have without us feeling the need to want to keep purchasing, or to want to keep disposing of stuff that still has so much life, you know. So upcycling, recycling, babies. I don't know what you guys want to do, but don't be scared about the clothes. Those who are thinking about, I can't fit in it, or it's boring, let's sit down, send it to me, talk to me. Let me help you out,
Be as,
baby.
be as bold as Tiffany Haddish was, because she was just like, listen, I paid so much money for this dress to wear it to the Oscars. I'm gonna recycle it at the Emmys, and she wore it, and she wore it proud. But you see, truthfully, if back in the day when our parents had us, like, going out or whatever, it didn't matter. You wore it at Christmas. Honey, we're not going to the same guys. The same guys are not going to be there at Christmas. So we're going to book up, blah blah blah. We're going to auntie whoever's place, like down the road. You're gonna wear the same thing, and you're just like, oh man. But truthfully, we didn't even have that. Oh gosh, well, like, you know what? You're right. They haven't seen this. They haven't seen this get up. So you actually rocked it, and you rocked it well, and it was beautiful, and it was great. But then come Christmas again, it's Christmas shopping. And then there's Easter at who knows who place. And
Then
then there's
birthday.
a birthday somewhere else. They haven't seen you. And that's the beautiful thing about wearing. There's some stuff I've worn here, and people just need to forgive me, because if you scroll down, you'll see some of the same outfits. And I feel nothing. No, not a drip of like, oh my God, girl, you need to get yourself together. Yeah, none of that. You see, you bring Liz. I blame you for this, but it's because you're a friend of mine, but you're also like this entrepreneur. So I have to be serious with you, Liz. Stop it. Okay, so we've spoken a little bit about fashion. Um, what I would love to talk to you about is how you integrated music and fashion. Your passions are just like on a whole other global, like in Ethiopia we say manaman. It's like a
Nami.
manaman,
Okay.
manaman,
Okay.
manaman.
Okay.
We leave
Okay.
it with a
You,
manaman. It is like,
you, you know
go.
what is so interesting is, I believe that art is art. We have so many different ways to express. Um, And I also believe that, I refer to myself as multidisciplinary. For those who are wondering what that just means, I'm involved within different disciplines in the creative sector. So one of the things I do also is, I have been thinking, I've been trying, and I'm constantly working. When I release, for example, the Lotus collection, the Lotus collection was released in 2018. We showcased in Lisbon. And then I also released the Lotus Pencil, the Lotus Chapter, which is my second album. And there was something about this lotus that sort of resonated within the collection and also within the phase of life, wherever I was, the state of being, my mind, my soul, my energy, my vibration of the lotus. So thinking about the lotus and the characteristics of the lotus flower was exactly where I was musically because I wanted to speak it and with exactly how I was expressing in the fashion perspective. All my pieces in the whole lotus had this beautiful bottoms, um, a lot of drama, a lot of geometric touch to it, a lot of play that just really, really sort of honed into those characteristics of what a lotus flower would do when it's exposed, you know? So I'm thinking another very interesting line. I did a denim line with Edgy Benson. He did my denim line, denim line. And in the label of the Denimania, you can scan and go into the music because there's a track called Denimania, which is literally a soundtrack I created for the denim line. It was just representative of everything, the characteristics of this line, the maxis, the midis, the minis, the plain. So there's a lot of different ways that for me I feel like we're living in. They used to call us the James of all trades. Now it's James of all trades is actually a good thing if you strategize and you work it into a way that it can actually make sense and they can coexist together. That's why my hashtag says if you don't buy my wine, buy my music. If you don't want to listen to the music, buy the fashion. Something's got to do. Come on, there's got to be.
I love that. I mean, I feel like you've touched on some really beautiful aspects, especially about your um like the fashion and how it all just kind of blends in into who exactly you are. There's it's in your DNA. All these things, and then if I was to talk to you about even like now the music, and then we're gonna blend it all together, and we still have tons of conversation. Um, okay, so before we get into, you really are a triple threat, and I said that somebody reached out to me and they said, "Why did you call her a triple threat?" And I said, "She's a triple threat because a lot of people are just really not ready for her, and she also has coffee. So, and then there's other stuff that I've heard her talk about that I cannot put on the platform because that's up to her when she decides that she wants to put it on the platform. But um, it's very important for people to understand a couple of things that when we attach ourselves as creatives to something, it actually eats your energy. Don't worry about those guys in the background. They're making money. They're expanding. So please, guys, trying to we're trying to expand over here, but out there, where Liz is, we're expanding. So big shout out to them.
Expansion.
I'm not saying your place. You need to show me the money. Hey,
I'm not
hey.
mad at you, girl.
No, but
Expansion is good.
no, I'm so happy for them, but it's disturbing for you. But okay, we're not. Mm, right? Yeah, I see it in your face. You're like, I shouldn't do it. I like, get
I
out of
should.
it.
I
I
should.
shouldn't.
I
I,
tell you.
we should, not even the noise was going to stop this conversation. Yeah, okay, so wait. Um, so one of the things that we also just need to realize is like how much you have done, how much you put in, how much you want to realize, and how much you are contributing to other people, right? So you touch so many people's lives, and I think that is so beautiful, Liz. And not, my different people will just be like, "What was she drinking?" I'm like, and not,
I promise I won't judge. I won't say nothing. Everything
It
is
wasn't.
happening into
It
the
wasn't.
core space, into the core
Someone.
space.
I was like, no, but that came very naturally, and because those are my people. Love you, Ethiopia. I love you, but. Okay, so we move on. So can we talk about like okay, so I was trying to I'm losing myself right now because that noise
Don't
is
lose
just
yourself.
killing me.
Maybe I could get you a glass of wine so we can talk about the wine, which you may not enjoy.
At this point we're just like let's just talk about the wine,
I mean, you might
because
as well.
yeah, let's just talk about the
Friday
wine
afternoon.
because the noise is a little bit like
No, the big
it's a little bit like a lemon iced tea is just really not cutting it out for me at this point. Um, because it's hot. It's hot in Diani. Are you loving Diani, FYI? Are you in Cape Town, honey? Where are you? Are you in Cape Town? Are you in Nairobi? Where are you? You're global. Can you not hear me? Oh, her internet is gone. That's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna wait for her to come back in. Let me remove her from the stream for like a little bit, and then she'll come back. But it's people like her. When she's ready to come back, then she can come back in. But I think one of the most beautiful things about an amazing person like Liz, who is coming back in, is that she absolutely owns her space and she does what she wants to do. This morning when I was saying about finding that thing, is a thing. There is actually a thing. Is that thing here? Ooh, and you listen to yourself. Actually, truthfully, when you listen to God, then you'll find the thing because the thing is there. The thing is there. Um, and for anybody who just doesn't believe in, I'm like, okay, but to each their own. And hopefully, one day you will find the big guy because he good. He's so good. Anyway, and that's why he allows you to find the thing. So you found three things. You got your music going, you got your fashion going. There you go. Now I can see you. It was a little bit dark. Talk to me a little bit about the wine process because um you had a beautiful wine tasting recently, and I thought it was gorgeous. I thought the response was amazing. Um, to hear certain people just say, well, she just needs to send me a little bit more information. I'm ready to spread the word. It doesn't happen for everybody like that. These people who just walk in, they try and see what the market is like. But okay, so nation and nation, hustle nation. And it's not like the hustlers. I'm not on political stuff, FYI. This is not a PSA moment. I'm just saying people who do what they have to do when they have to do it, they do it because they love to do it and they do it because of their passion. So I'm just saying. All right. So when you figure that you've got three things that are amazing, actually there's maybe 4 or 5 things that I know your madness, I can't keep up. Like my head would explode.
I
But
know.
tell
You
me
know,
about
Linda.
why you started your wines. They're called Liz Ogumbo, by the way. Own your brand. Own it. Actually, it's
You
only.
know.
By the way,
You, you know,
wait.
Linda. I fell in love with wine. I'm a very late wine consumer. I started drinking wine, like real wine, in 2010. So it's basically I'm very new in the drinking and consumption and wine everything. But I moved to South Africa in 2010, and I was privileged enough to stay in Cape Town for about 2 years. And girl, did we not taste wine? I mean, I woke up with a seven wine estate plan every day, literally almost every day. And one of the reasons I was very fascinated about the wines in South Africa is the fact that I felt like they're underrated. I still feel they're underrated. And I was like, why are these wines so good? And then why else I thought they were cheap? I was like, why are they sold for so little? And why do people not talk about South African wine? And I remember when we traveled
Right.
globally, and I would say, you know what, you should try South Africa. And people would be like, South Africa has wine. I'm like, oh my God, South Africa is a wine country. But I was extremely blown away. And I think for me, during my tastings, I wanted to learn more about the wines. I paid a lot of attention. I feel like that was my school time. And in 2018, Liz Ogumbo Wines emerged. Thank you to the Nat Boys who held my hand like the little baby and put me in through the ropes all through the process. So right now in 2023, we have just released three varieties. I've got she has 2016. Her name is Maro because each of my wines are named after a soundtrack on my music side of life. And the soundtrack is kind of because the characteristics and the storyline that sort of resonate within the two. So Maro is our Shiraz 2016. Um, from my Maro Camare single, for those of you who have listened to my music or try to find it, it's also on the digital platform. And then we have Pinotage 2017. Pinotage for me is my homage. I had to pay homage. And so last the last series of wines were the Pinotage 2013, and this one is 2017. And the Pinotage 2017 is called Already There. Already There is a track again on one of my latest singles. And it's a collaboration between me and Skip, who's a South African artist, beautiful vibe. And then the last bottle that we just released is Blend 2017. Blend 2017 is called Ubuntu, and it's because it was also released during a time where we were so isolated, we were living in solitude during COVID, and there's everything about it from the winemakers to the just the idea and the story behind it to what you receive in your palate when you actually get this going. Is so Ubuntu in so many ways. So there's three wines that are new. I'm pushing them into the market. First, I'm in Kenyan market. First export. I'm learning a lot. I've got highs and lows, but I'm telling you, there's nothing in this life. It's not a flight. It's not a button. This is like real time stuff. Is real time stuff, and it comes with blows. It comes with kicks sometimes. And you know, this is not for the faint-hearted. I always say, you know, if you're not, this is not for the faint-hearted. This is for the people who wake up like me and wake up crazy and say today, like Martin Luther, I had a dream, and they're gonna see this to life. They're going to see it, you know, bring it to fruition. So I'm very excited about this. I have five wines in my name. I am a woman in wine. I think that's something to celebrate. And I'm also a black woman in wine, Africa. And I hope that this beginning of my wine journey from a business perspective can be able to touch a lot of you beautiful women out there who are thinking of getting into this as a business and we can take over the world. But this is what we do. And we drink wine. And I love wine. I drink wine. Trust me, if you ask me why I look the way I look, me wine. Hard work and wine. Not hard work. Smart work and wine. You don't want to work hard. I'm tired. Can someone please call?
I
Like,
so
I'm
tired.
tired of working. Nigga, don't you feel tired? I'm tired. I'm tired for this one. Can we not rest? Eh? We cannot be working like this. I mean, like, I can't. I don't see myself doing this for. I don't want to do this for the next 6 years. I want to be going into board meetings and collecting. Me, I just need my accounts to do things, receive things, and then I'm serious, Linda. Another thing I want to do is to make sure in the next 5 years you'll be like, "Hi, Liz. I just need like 10 grand, 10 large, 10. I don't know what you need. 10 milli words, and I'll be like, send me the account details. Thank you. Not when are you bringing it back? Not when give me the terms and conditions. No. I feel like Linda, we are living in a time where what are we doing? I'm 44 and I'm still working like Like I'm in the Kunta Kinte time. I mean, this is weird.
My mother come through the screen and beat you up trying to tell people your age. I'm 46. God damn it. Sorry.
Black
You know, my
market,
mom's like,
black girl market.
my mom's like, you would never tell somebody
Never.
your age. Never.
We won't tell anyone again. Tell her
I
we
put
really
you,
love
I'm
her.
like, why not? Jane will appear.
We won't tell anybody. We won't tell anyone again.
Yeah, please don't.
No, we
Please do
won't.
not tell anybody anything about that. Um, one of the most amazing things for me is ooh, I see somebody walking up into my space. Would you like to talk about something small while I just excuse myself? Because, by the way, this is how podcasts. I'm gonna leave you talking about like. So I'm gonna give you a question. My question to you is 2023, which is 2020. Thank you, Brian Amira. Thank you for that one. 2020. What are your plans for this year? Because I know you've already started, you're coming in strong. You're like swinging for the fences. We're out here, we're swinging with you. We're back. We're trying to get back into our spaces. Oh, um, Margaret, one moment. And so I'm going to leave you. 2023. What does that look like for you? Because I feel like you could tell us a lot more about what's happening. What are your plans right now? Go ahead, girl. Speak, preach. Has she gone silent? Why are you silent, Liz? She's gone a little bit silent. I don't know what's going on. All right, so I'm gonna add her back. What happened? Did
Africa.
something
Africa happened.
Africa happened. Africa happened. Welcome to Africa. Africa.
Africa
Okay,
has
wait.
its highs and lows.
So 2023, what are you seeing as the thing that's happening without us making too much fun? We can't have too much fun. We're talking serious business. Stop it. What are you? Your dad was right.
Well, look at
Such
me
a
right
pleasure.
now.
You sweetie. Okay, tell us about 2023, please. Are we going here?
2023.
I'm gonna put you in solo mission so that you can talk about it.
Yeah,
Talk
2023
about
is
it.
here. And I think for me, one of the most important things for this season is to just operate and come in with a spirit of gratitude because I feel like I have lost so many people that I love in this last 2, 3 years. I also feel like the world is going into depression and you can feel it. There's so much happening. Look at this, just look at Turkey. Look at what happened in Turkey. Look at how right after Turkey, Ukraine happened. Look at how, girl, can I not talk about my taxes? No, I'm not talking about taxes. Life has become, I find, more difficult. And during a time like this, one of the things that I've really moved towards is finding ways to vibrate high so that I can be in the best level or the best position to deal with whatever it is I need to do. So whether it comes to business growth, whether it comes to expansion, whether it comes to us also just taking care of ourselves, we can't build this world. We can't run things without us being in the best state of health and state of mind. So I'm in a space where I find myself meditating more. I find myself thinking more. I spend a lot of time thinking. Like this week has been a thinking week. If you ask me what I've been doing, it's thinking to be able to have clarity in my thoughts, to be able to make really good decisions. And some of the things we really underestimate. Prayer is a thing for me. I'm a Christian child. I believe in prayer. I think prayer changed a lot of things in my life. I'm calmer as a person. So I think for me, 2023 was the year for me to be able to work on myself and work within, to push myself so high to a point where I can be living on a full another level of living in existence to allow me to then run the world. There's nothing, I don't know if there's anything else. I just want to be the best version of me, and I just want to vibrate in my house. Then I can take over everything. Like, I'm sure everything's going to fall into place. When you're in the right space of mind, state of mind, everything falls into place. And I remember before this, Linda, I used to work myself up to frenzy for every single thing. I need this, I need this, I need this has to go like this. Now I sit and I say, I wake up, I say, thank you, God. I've got food, I've got Wi Fi, I've got coffee, I can walk to the beach, I can breathe, I can see God again,
Honey,
come back.
sometimes for me, the only thing that I wake up and that I know that I have is God first beyond everything else, and everything else just falls after. I don't think I actually need the after stuff. I mean, I feel like the after stuff is bonus, and that's just for me. I'm not talking about everybody else. I'm literally just saying, like, you know, this is how it happens, and that is life, you know. So yeah. Um, so I think Liz is having problems with her side, her side, her side, definitely not my side. But I think one of the things that we need to like maybe finalize on is um, let's see if this works. All right, Liz, where you at? Construction's happening on her space, which is actually pretty cool. Maybe she's gonna come back in and join. But I think it's really cool. I mean, like it just shows expansions happening. But why I was calling her like such a triple threat is because I mean, like in hindsight, when I'm just thinking about her, is that I feel like she's one of those people who has like she has advanced, you know, the African creative industries. And I don't mean like just locally, I mean like globally she's done it. And it just makes me feel about I mean about other things, you know. She's got a fashion label, she's hosting all these amazing producing fashion labs. She's just the face of, when we think about it, modern Africa, which is probably the reason why I really wanted to chat with you. I'm sorry that we've broken up a little bit, but TIA, and for people who don't understand and get bothered by it, I mean, like really, literally, it is TIA. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that influx of us in, us out, us in, us out. And you can hear in the background a little bit of construction, but and then again, you know, for them, money's money. For us guys, we're like, talking is money. What are you talking about? You know, but you know, she's rooted basically into this continent. She loves what she does. I feel like she's injecting a lot of energy, and I believe like her vision is just super uber. It's like one that you just want to attach yourself to. You know, if I was an octopus, seeing that I live in Guyana, I'd be like, you know, I want to attach to that. You know, I want to attach to people who actually have like beautiful vision, and vision is always beautiful. Vision is a whole other different type of clarity. Vision inspires people. Vision moves people. Vision moves people's lives. It really does. And which for me is the reason why I started my podcast. So I could have fun, having fun talking to somebody who's become a really good friend of mine, thanks to her dad. By the way, it was not you who asked me to be friends with you, it was your dad, Mr. Ogumbo. Changed my life. It was like, you need to hang out with my daughter. And I was like, okay, why are you forcing?
Like,
And
how
he's
can you
like,
be my
you and
close
my
friend?
daughter, I love your dad.
I love it too.
Mr. Ogumbo, wherever you are, I'm sending you love. Mrs. Ogumbo, I was scared. But I do love you. I love you some because I know, like somewhere over here, you love me.
Linda, you're too
Even if
cute.
it's a
Like,
speckle, I will take the speckle. But your dad was just like, you need to hang out with my daughter. I mean, like, which parent
I
comes
know.
up and is like,
My
y'all
dad
need
is
to
that, right?
y'all need to get together, hang out, and then at some point the guy stole you, and they're just like, where are you? And I'm like, where is she? I was like, yeah, I stole her. You said hang out, so I hang out, and when I
Here
hang
we
out,
are.
I'm like,
Because
I'm like the Rugrats, Vegas back in the day, or mm, I'm like Winona Ryder and a whole bunch of other people in the 80s. Not a good scene. You don't want to hang out with me because it's all good fun. It's all beautiful fun. Lizzie, Liz, my new friend, where are you? Ugh, construction. Urgh. Diani, hey, it is what it is. I gotta remove her again and then come back and then apologize about our internet out here. It's really sad. Mama, can you hear us? You see what we go through? And we're supposed to be at the epitome of like all the fiber runs through the coastal
thank you.
region to
What,
burst
what is,
into other
can
spaces.
someone tell me what is going on there? Can someone tell me? What is this? Yet,
You want
like
to
you said,
know how do I want?
how
Yeah,
do
now
we,
we've lost.
how, how are we supposed to get to where we're going? This is 2023. Can someone please tell me they're bringing us a jet? Edgy, somebody, I don't know. Can someone bring us some transport too? There's an airstrip here in the what, as you know, sometimes these things happen and they say, what's wrong? I'm like, oh my gosh, the internet's so faulty. They're like, which country do you live in? Here we are trying to win in Tokyo. It can't, cannot, no, it's not possible. Yeah? If Africa stops chopping, that's the thing with Africa. You cannot chop. When you chop this, you chop that, you chop that, you chop that. You're chopping our own future. We finish. We're tired. It's too much chopping. But Linda, let's have a real conversation. It's true. When we continue chopping the way we chop in Africa, we need to start being strategic about how we chop. Don't chop all of our own. Now you've given it to, you've sent it to Russia. Now we are the ones who are left. We are, yeah. Africa is us. It's now. We do it with Africa. How are we gonna win? You've chopped. You haven't even chopped. You have consumed, not not consumed. You have consumed all our power. Why do we have over 5 million people living without
I
power in this country? No, let's talk about some real stuff, Lily. What is going on in this continent? Because I feel like right now I'm in a circus and I'm not a clown. I don't know about you, and we are not going to win. Circus is for clowns. And in this circus, African circus of ours, as you come send us the jet.
You know what? The more you talk about chopping, now you see now
Africa
they're
is
going to
okay.
chop you.
It's okay. They can chop you. They already chopped me. It's fine. I did what
How did they?
they already chopped us, Linda. This problem we're having today, this is from chopping. This is chop stuff. We got chopped. You don't even know.
Linda, you've been chopped.
You've been chopped, I've been chopped, and Africa has been chopped, and it has been chopped by Africa. And these are real conversations, guys. Don't feel shy about it. Don't think we're going crazy. I promise you, I haven't had wine yet. Truth is, it is what it is. You
I
chop
should have
Africa,
gone.
you wonder why Africa is still operating in 2020, like they're in 2022. Why are we having African internet hacks? Are you kidding? Okay, you know what? Thank God I'm not in South Africa right now.
What would have happened if you were in South Africa?
Girl, with a 12-hour load shedding and 8-hour load shedding, how do you operate? It's a joke. Again, that's South Africa situation. Somebody chops, and then someone else chops. And then now you've got people living like they're 1924, trying to excel and trying to win and trying to take over the world with 8 hours of no power every day schedule. Are you kidding me? Whew. Wololo. Ayo. So I
Do you
don't know.
miss South Africa when it comes to stuff like this? Like because
No, there's nothing to miss about load shedding.
East West, home is best. Basically, don't chop your money.
Yeah, but don't be confused, guys. It's not like East is best. The East could have been best, but could have, could have.
I can't be quiet. I feel like I'm just like, well,
My hair is blowing in the wind.
I was just thinking,
But
like,
But Linda, don't you agree that where we are, one of the things in Nigeria, they say I the vex. One of the things that vex me, for me as an African, I'm a Pan Africanist. I love this continent. I'm all for development. I'm all for leveling up in every aspect. How can we level up when we're constantly being pulled down by us? How? What's gonna happen?
mhm,
You wonder why we are so tired through our journey. We should be getting red carpets rolled out every time we do something unbelievable. Every time we do or push an innovative change or an innovative move, they look at us and they find us and they say, "Watch her. Let's see how we can take her down." You wonder why I can't do it sometimes. I mean, not every day, but
you know
how?
what? I think I'm just gonna be like one person at a time type of movement because I want somebody out there to be inspired by your story. And I feel like that's where it starts because it starts with um, I am I am I am a Pan Africanist. I want to see change. I want to see development. I want to see growth. But I feel like it's gonna happen when my son is, into the realm, which is why it's so important for us to actually teach them well and expose them like well exposed, not at a well exposed Gucci per se, but well exposed to understand what the world is, what it means to work, what it means to be creative, what it means to um um yeah, here they go. They removed her Pan African self. They did that. Liz, you're there? Uh, Probably not. But anyway, so I just feel like, yeah, we are the change, but I also feel that we are also the people who um, advocate and should advocate for our children, who are the ones who are going to be the maestros in making the change in our continent. And we just need to show them how to do the work. If we don't show them how to do the work and we become lazy about doing the work, then we've completely lost out. So um, we can be, we want to be the cheerleaders. So yeah. So what am I watching you on? There's three things. So I'll remove that one. Is that okay?
Yes,
Much better.
yep.
Okay, so I know that anyway, I was just saying something about like us teaching our kids and them being the ones who are going to be the maestros who will make the changes that we need, but we have to show them right, not wrong, because I feel like they're the ones who, like, if we teach them, then they will grow into it. But if we teach them to be mute, they will be mute. you know um Two different things to a facet of media is right now everybody can have a podcast. A child can have a podcast. They can do commentaries on cartoons that they've watched and all that great stuff. But imagine explaining to them how to use it for all the right reasons, like for the changes and the things that they want to see. You being such a global entrepreneur, imagine teaching children how to start music, on their fashion, on their, you know, it. you change lives, and you're not changing it basically for now. We might not even see it. I feel like our children or our nieces and our nephews are the ones who are going to be the ones who are going to be so instrumental to making that change happen. Look at our ITC in Kenya. I mean, if you talk about KOT right now, KOT can take you down in 2 hot seconds. And these are all these young, brilliant, beautiful minds who are so connected. They understand politics like I would never have understood. They understand the economic values. They understand agriculture. They understand. I mean, and that's why they challenge people. They challenge people because they have the bandwidth. They've been learning, they've been seeing, they're understanding. Now imagine them showing now the youngins, our sons and they will come up and they'll be forces of nature, and Africa will be what it definitely needs to be. I mean, how is it that KOT got people to apologize on Twitter? And we're talking Hollywood, guys. You need to apologize. You can't talk about like Kenya, like we don't have water. What do you mean we don't have water? Guys made apologies. And it's that simple. That's what KOT does. And this is how the understanding and the appreciation of what we have here, technology, all that stuff, you know. Anyway, I know I've mouthed off a lot, but I feel like we just have to inspire, and you have to inspire one step at a time. And that's what Into the Core podcast really is. I know you and we can go from 0 to 100 back to 60, and then we're back at 25, and then we're just pacing. We have our paces behind us. F1, we've got the paces behind us, and then we're like, zoom, we've gone out. But that's what we are as creatives. I feel like sometimes we have to also just be like, one moment, please. Can we focus on this, and then can we bring it in? Can we reel it in, and then can we focus on doing whatever it is? So, question to you, and it's a final question for me because I'm a little bit past my time. I feel like I would have you any day. I feel like we haven't even spoken, thanks to those chaps out there. Kina Muhammad, kina those guys, kina Juma. Ambia kina Juma, wache siasa man.
Hey, dada.
Tulikuwa naongea hivyo tu, waende chai alafu warudi. Oh, she can speak Kiswahili.
Nakwambia nimejaribu dada, hawa wamekula biriani wakarudi kazi. Kweli, I have tried. Wamekula biriani wakarudi kazi. Sasa mimi, like you said, kazi iendelee. Isn't that what they say? Our kazi is endeleering here too. With
Okay.
African problems or not.
With African problems or not, we actually love it. Development is always great, isn't it? Did you just look on the side?
I was asking for someone. From someone.
But okay, so last words. Please tell me, like, tell me what your plans are for the rest of the year, and what's your inspirational last words for those that are going to come in and that are going to be able to see and talk and discuss and be excited about what you're doing?
I think for me, my plans for 2023, like I tried to mention earlier, is to really, really leverage and elevate myself. I'm on a me mission, and I feel like for me to be the best version of me, to have the best output, I have to be in the best state. So I'm focusing a lot on me, on my peace of mind, my higher vibration. I really want to go higher and higher. And I can feel already there's such a difference. And then the things I move to this beat, please, I have been operating on a very high level. And I hope that that continues. I want to expand my wines. I want to be able to push wines into more territory. I want to have wine conversations. Do my wine tastings. I do. I don't just educate. I educate. In fact, hashtag when you think about Liz Ogumbo, think about educating. Because I feel like there's so much content, so much information around the world. And then your question is always when you speak or when you share or when you create or when you express, is there something people can take out of it besides just expressing? Is there something people can learn? I feel like we've gone into a mute when it comes to acquiring knowledge. And so what we do is we look and we see the red. Look at our scrolling pattern. Look at how we operate. So I want to change that, or I want to not change. You don't have to change anything. What is there is what is there. How things are is how they are. But I want to make sure that for me, constantly as I continue to grow, as I continue to express, through my expression, I can leverage your knowledge level. I can educate you, and entertain you at the same time. And I really hope
Brilliant.
that we can get time to work within us. There's so much work that we have to focus on within to be able to achieve whatever it is we want to achieve on the highest level. And my last word, to start, you've got to start. That's how
To
simple
start,
it is. Whatever it is, to start, you've got to start.
yeah, that's beautiful. To start, just start. It's just about starting. We got to start somewhere. So starting is starting. There's no timeline. You want to do it. Get into it. Get to the core of who you are, into the core. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it was about. So just make sure that you get out there, put your best foot forward, and make sure that you have purpose and intent at the end of the day. I feel like that is super important. You have purpose, you have intent, you're walking in with the right direction, you're walking in with the right peace of mind. I think that no matter what you put to task, it will happen. However big, however small, however like medium size, it doesn't really matter. Just do what it is that you love to do. But remember to always pray first, though. God's got you. I have to say that because he's definitely he's got some things, and yeah. All right, so it's been brilliant. I feel like just because of the background, because of those developer guys, I see them. I'm going to throw holy water right there. I'll just be like, Ashimwe. We still got it done. So um, we said noise or no noise, we're getting it done. And it's about getting it done. So I love you to bits and pieces. Thank you so much, Liz, for being on Into the Core podcast. If you are watching live or have watched live, thank you so much. If you are coming in and watching, um, be blessed and thank you so very much. And I'm just appreciative. And yeah, I will see you on the next round. We'll be appreciating women in the next coming month. And it had to start with the triple threat, Liz Ogumbo. She is fashion, she is music, she is wine, she is coffee, she is the entrepreneur of all entrepreneurs, and she's still continuing to do big things. And I'll tell you one thing about her, and I say this personally, you have to have gumption sometimes to go through certain things. That's a word, gumption. Look it up, try and figure out like what it means in a sense of like just being about yourself. You have to have that there's an oomph. There's no words for it, but it's there. So sending you love, sending you light, and I will see you later. And thank you for joining Into the Core podcast. Sending you love. Ciao. See you next week.